Hello there, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning into Mentium, the podcast that takes you on a journey to unlock the full potential of your mind. My name is Majama. I will be your host and your guide on this adventure into the fascinating realm of mindset, mental fitness, and personal growth. In each episode, I dive deep into the intricacies of the human mind, exploring the power of positive thinking, resilience, and the strategies to cultivate a mindset that propels you towards success. So buckle up for a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and transformation. Get ready to unleash the power of your mind with Mentium. Hello and welcome to another episode of Mentium. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I am pleased and honored to have you around at the release of a new episode. If you've been tuning in, you know that over the past few episodes, we've been talking about the importance of consistency and taking small actions every day to move toward your goals. But there is something equally important that goes hand in hand with consistency, and that's focus. You can be consistent, showing up day after day, but without focus, you are likely to spread yourself too thin or lose sight of your most important goals. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. We are bombarded by social media, emails, notifications, and a million little things that pull our attention in different directions. So today, we are talking about how to harness the power of focus, how to stay locked in on your goals and avoid the distractions that try to pull you off track. We will explore why focus is the missing key to success, how to overcome distractions, and how to cultivate deep focus that helps you move forward with intention. So let's get started. Let's start by talking about why focus is so crucial. In the last two episodes, we talked about consistency, taking small daily actions to achieve big results. But consistency on its own isn't enough. If your energy is scattered across too many tasks, or if you were constantly jumping from one thing to another without clear focus, you'll end up feeling busy but not productive. There is a quote I love: "Where focus goes, energy flows." This reminds us that the more we direct our attention to something, the more progress we make. When you focus on your most important goals, whether it's growing your business, mastering a new skill, or working on personal growth, your energy flows towards those areas. And that's when you see real progress. The problem is, many of us spread our focus too thin. We say yes to too many things. We allow distractions to take up valuable time. And we end up feeling drained without actually moving the needle of what matters most. This is why focus is so important. It's not just about working hard or being busy. It's about making sure you are directing your energy to the things that will truly move you forward. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: distractions. If you've ever tried to focus on a task only to find yourself checking your phone, getting sucked into social media, or getting sidetracked by emails, you are not alone. We live in a world full of distractions, and they're designed to grab our attention. One of the biggest distractions is multitasking. And I often say that multitasking is one of the biggest fallacies of our time. We often think that we're being productive when we juggle multiple tasks at once. But the truth is, multitasking divides our focus and makes us less effective. Studies have shown that multitasking actually reduces productivity and increases mistakes because our brain can't really fully focus on more than one thing at a time. Another major distraction is information overload. With so much content available, podcasts, articles, videos, social media feeds, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information coming to us. While some of that information can be valuable, too much can leave us paralyzed, unsure of where to start or what to prioritize. So, how do we overcome these distractions? Here are a few strategies. Number one, set clear priorities. Identify the one or two most important tasks you need to focus on each day. By prioritizing your goal, you can direct your energy toward what really matters and tune out the noise. Number two, create focused work blocks. Use time blocking techniques to schedule specific times for focused work. For example, dedicate 90 minutes in the morning to work on your most important task without interruptions. Number three, turn off notifications. Eliminate distractions by silencing your phone, turning off email notifications, and minimizing many apps or tools that can pull your attention away. These small actions can make a huge difference in helping you stay focused and on track. Now, let's talk about something that's equally important when it comes to focus: learning how to say no. This is a skill that so many people struggle with, myself included, but it's essential if you want to stay focused on what really matters. Here's the thing: when you say yes to everything, you are giving away your time and energy. You can't be everything to everyone, and trying to do so will only drain you. In fact, saying yes to things that don't align with your goals often means saying no to the things that do. Successful people aren't afraid to say no. They're clear on their priorities and they protect their time. Steve Jobs once said, "It's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important." And he's right. Saying no to distractions, unnecessary tasks, or obligations that don't move you closer to your goals is one of the most powerful things you can do. So the next time you are asked to take on something that doesn't align with your goal, practice saying no. You'll be surprised at how much more focused and productive you can become when you protect your time and energy. Now, let's talk about the concept of deep focus, which is also referred to as deep work. This comes from Cal Newport's book, Deep Work: Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. Newport argues that deep focus, long stretches of uninterrupted focused work, is becoming a rare skill in our distraction-filled world. But because it's rare, it's also highly valuable. Think about your own work or personal projects. How often are you able to focus deeply without interruptions? If we're honest, most of us find ourselves constantly interrupted, whether it's by a notification on our phone, an email popping up, or even our own wandering thoughts. And those alone should have been enough. And the problem is, every time you were interrupted, it takes time to regain focus. Studies suggest that after an interruption, it can take as long as 20 minutes to fully refocus on the task at hand. So, how do we create an environment where deep focus can thrive? Here are a few strategies. Number one, time blocking. Time blocking is one of the most effective ways to cultivate deep focus. This means setting aside specific blocks of time in your day where you focus solely on one task, free from distractions. For example, you might dedicate the first 2 hours of your morning to working on a single project. No email, no social media, no meetings. This idea is to protect this time as if it were a meeting or an appointment, meaning it's non-negotiable. This creates a sense of urgency and importance around your focus sessions. During these blocks, you should aim to disconnect from everything else, including your phone, unless it is directly related to the task. For me personally, when I started using time blocks to work on Mentium, I noticed an immediate difference in how much I could accomplish. It's not that I was spending more time working. I was simply more intentional with my time. I think you'll be surprised by how much more efficient you can become when you eliminate those little distractions. Personally, I decided to delete the Facebook app from my phone. And the reason is I find myself a lot on Facebook doing particularly nothing productive. I'm just watching reels because they're funny. I can start my day with that sometimes and I laugh. Maybe you would say laughing is a good way to start your day. But too much of anything can be bad. So I can spend anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. I don't even feel the time going. I start with one reel. It's funny. I kept scrolling. Before you know it, it's 45 minutes that I completely lost. Another useful strategy is the Pomodoro Technique, which is especially great if you struggle with long periods of focus. Here is how it works. You set a timer for 25 minutes, and during that time, you focus completely on your task. Once the timer goes off, you take a short 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoro sessions, you can take longer breaks, maybe 15 or 30 minutes. What makes the Pomodoro technique so effective is that it creates a sense of urgency. You are racing against the clock, which pushes you to focus more deeply and work efficiently. At the same time, the breaks ensures that you don't get burnout. If you are just getting started with deep focus, this can be a great way to ease into it. You might start with just 2 or 3 Pomodoro sessions a day and build from there. Number 3, batching similar tasks. Batching is a technique where you group similar tasks together and focus on completing them during a set period. For example, instead of responding to emails throughout the day, you might set aside 30 minutes to batch all your emails at once. The same can apply to creative work, administrative tasks, or planning sessions. This method helps eliminate the cognitive switch cost, which happens when your brain has to keep shifting between different types of tasks. By batching similar tasks, you stay in one mental zone, which helps you maintain focus for longer periods. Number 4, creating a distraction-free environment. You see, one of the biggest hurdles to deep focus is a distracting environment. Whether it's noise, clutter, or constant interruptions, it can be difficult to focus when your environment is working against you. To cultivate deep focus, you need to be intentional about creating a space that minimizes distractions. This might mean finding a quiet place to work, using noise cancellation headphones, or setting boundaries with those around you, letting them know that during certain hours you are not available. Additionally, consider the digital environment. Tools like website blockers or apps that prevent you from accessing social media during focus sessions can be incredibly helpful. For example, apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey allow you to block distracting sites for a set period, helping you to stay on task. Number 5, train your brain for focus. Cultivating deep focus isn't just about eliminating distractions. It's also about training your brain to focus for long periods. In the same way you would train a muscle, you can train your mind to concentrate more deeply over time. Start with shorter focus sessions and gradually increase the length as you build your focus stamina. Over time, you'll notice that you were able to stay focused for longer without feeling the need to check your phone or switch tasks. When you practice deep focus consistently, you'll be amazed at how much more productive and creative you can be. You might find that you can get more done in just a few hours of deep, uninterrupted work than in an entire day of scattered focus. And remember, deep focus doesn't mean you need to work for 8 hours straight. Even dedicating 90 minutes of undistracted work to your most important task can yield incredible results. As we wrap up today's episode, think about how you can start cultivating deep focus in your life. What small changes can you make to eliminate distraction, create focused work blocks, and train your brain to concentrate for longer periods? The more you practice, the better you will get at staying focused, and the more progress you will make towards your goals. If you haven't tried time blocking or the Pomodoro Technique, I challenge you to give them a try this week. You might be surprised at how much more you can accomplish when you focus deeply on one task at a time. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to Mentium. If you found value in today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who might need help staying focused. Until next time, stay consistent, stay focused, and please take care of yourself and your loved ones. I am Majama, and this is Mentium. Peace.